In this video we are going to talk about the 7 wonders of the modern world. Leave in the comments which one you like the most and press. Chichen Itza, Yucatec, Chichen Itza, was a large pre-Columbian city built by the Mayan civilization in the late classical period. The archaeological site is located in the municipality of Tinum, in the state of Yucatan, Mexico. Chichen Itza was an important urban pole of the Maya in the northern plain at the beginning, 600 to 900, and at the end, about 800 to 900, of the classical period, and also in the beginning of the post-classical period, about 900–1200. The city was one of the major urban centers of the Maya and was probably one of the great mythical cities, or talents, referred to in Mesoamerican literature. Chichen Itza may have had the most diverse population in the Mayan world, a factor that could have contributed to the variety of architectural styles found there. Christ the Redeemer is an Art Deco statue of Jesus Christ in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, created by French sculptor Paul Landowski and built by Brazilian engineer Heitor da Silva Costa, in collaboration with French engineer Albert Caquot. Romanian sculptor Gheorghe Leonida fashioned the face. Constructed between 1922 and 1931, the statue is 30 meters, 98 feet, high, excluding its 8 meter, 26 feet, pedestal. The arms stretch 28 meters, 92 feet, wide. It is made of reinforced concrete and soapstone. The Christ the Redeemer differs considerably from its original design. The initial plan was a large Christ with a globe in one hand and a cross in the other. Although the project organizers originally accepted the design, it later changed to the statue of today, with the arms spread out wide. The statue weighs 635 metric tons, 625 long, 700 short tons, and is located at the peak of the 700-meter, 2,300 feet, Corcovado Mountain in the Tijuca National Park overlooking the city of Rio de Janeiro. A symbol of Christianity around the world, the statue has also become a cultural icon of both Rio de Janeiro and Brazil and was voted one of the new 7 wonders of the world. The Colosseum is an oval amphitheater in the center of the city of Rome, Italy, just east of the Roman Forum. It is the largest ancient amphitheater ever built, and is still the largest standing amphitheater in the world today, despite its age. Construction began under the Emperor Vespasian, r. 69 to 79 AD, in 72 and was completed in 80 AD under his successor and heir, Titus, r. 79 to 81. Further modifications were made during the reign of Domitian, r. 81 to 96. The 3 emperors that were patrons of the work are known as the Flavian dynasty, and the amphitheater was named the Flavian Amphitheater, Latin, Amphitheatrum Flavium, Italian, Anfiteatro Flavio by later classicists and archaeologists for its association with their family name, Flavius. The Colosseum is built of travertine limestone, tough, volcanic rock, and brick-faced concrete. It could hold an estimated 50,000 to 80,000 spectators at various points in its history, having an average audience of some 65,000. It was used for gladiatorial contests and public spectacles including animal hunts, executions, reenactments of famous battles, and dramas based on Roman mythology, and briefly mock sea battles. Machu Picchu is a 15th-century Inca citadel located in the eastern cordillera of southern Peru on a 2,430-meter, 7,970 feet, mountain ridge. It is located in the Machu Picchu district within Urubamba province above the Sacred Valley, which is 80 kilometers, 50 miles, northwest of Cusco. The Urubamba River flows past it, cutting through the Cordillera and creating a canyon with a tropical mountain climate. The Incas, in contrast to the Maya, had no written language, and no European visited the site until the 19th century, so far as is known. There are, therefore, no written records of the site while it was in use. The names of the buildings, their supposed uses, and their inhabitants are all the product of modern archaeologists, on the basis of physical evidence, including tombs at the site. Most recent archaeologists believe that Machu Picchu was constructed as an estate for the Inca Emperor Pachacuti, 1438 to 1472. Often referred to as the lost city of the Incas, it is the most familiar icon of Inca civilization. The Incas built the estate around 1450 but abandoned it a century later, at the time of the Spanish conquest. According to the new AMS radiocarbon dating, it was occupied from circa 1420 to 1532. The Great Wall of China is a series of fortifications that were built across the historical northern borders of ancient Chinese states and Imperial China as protection against various nomadic groups from the Eurasian steppe. Several walls were built from as early as the 7th century BC, with selective stretches later joined together by Qin Shi Huang, 220 to 206 BC, the first emperor of China. Little of the Qin wall remains. Later on, many successive dynasties built and maintained multiple stretches of border walls. The best-known sections of the wall were built by the Ming dynasty, 1368 to 1644. Apart from defense, other purposes of the Great Wall have included border controls, allowing the imposition of duties on goods transported along the Silk Road, regulation or encouragement of trade, and the control of immigration and emigration. Furthermore, the defensive characteristics of the Great Wall were enhanced by the construction of watchtowers, troop barracks, garrison stations, signaling capabilities through the means of smoke or fire, and the fact that the path of the Great Wall also served as a transportation corridor. The frontier walls built by different dynasties have multiple courses. Collectively, they stretch from Liaodong in the east to Lop Lake in the west, from the present-day Sino-Russian border in the north to Tao River, Tauha, in the south, along an arc that roughly delineates the edge of the Mongolian steppe, spanning 21,196.18 kilometers, 13,170.70 miles in total. Today, the defensive system of the Great Wall is generally recognized as one of the most impressive architectural feats in history. Petra, originally known to its inhabitants as Rakhmu or Rakamo, is a historic and archaeological city in southern Jordan. It is adjacent to the mountain of Jabal al-Madba, in a basin surrounded by mountains forming the eastern flank of the Araba Valley running from the Dead Sea to the Gulf of Aqaba. The area around Petra has been inhabited from as early as 700 BC, and the Nabateans might have settled in what would become the capital city of their kingdom as early as the 4th century BC. Archaeological work has only discovered evidence of Nabatean presence dating back to the 2nd century BC, by which time Petra had become their capital. The Nabateans were nomadic Arabs who invested in Petra's proximity to the incense trade routes by establishing it as a major regional trading hub. The trading business gained the Nabateans considerable revenue, and Petra became the focus of their wealth. The Nabateans were accustomed to living in the barren deserts, unlike their enemies, and were able to repel attacks by taking advantage of the area's mountainous terrain. They were particularly skillful in harvesting rainwater, agriculture, and stone carving. Petra flourished in the 1st century AD, when its famous Al-Khazna structure, believed to be the mausoleum of Nabatean king Aretas IV, was constructed, and its population peaked at an estimated 20,000 inhabitants. The Taj Mahal is an Islamic ivory-white marble mausoleum on the right bank of the river Yamuna in the Indian city of Agra. It was commissioned in 1632 by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan, r. 1628 to 1658, to house the tomb of his favorite wife, Mumtaz Mahal. It also houses the tomb of Shah Jahan himself. The tomb is the centerpiece of a 17-hectare, 42-acre complex, which includes a mosque and a guest house, and is set in formal gardens bounded on three sides by a crenellated wall. Construction of the mausoleum was essentially completed in 1643, but work continued on other phases of the project for another 10 years. The Taj Mahal complex is believed to have been completed in its entirety in 1653 at a cost estimated at the time to be around 32 million Indian rupees, which in 2020 would be approximately 70 billion Indian rupees. The construction project employed some 20,000 artisans under the guidance of a board of architects led by the court architect to the emperor, Ustad Ahmad Lahori. Various types of symbolism have been employed in the Taj to reflect natural beauty and divinity. The Taj Mahal was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1983 for being the jewel of Muslim art in India and one of the universally admired masterpieces of the world's heritage. It is regarded by many as the best example of Mughal architecture and a symbol of India's rich history. The Taj Mahal attracts more than 6 million visitors a year, and in 2007, it was declared a winner of the new 7 Wonders of the World, 2000 to 2007, initiative.